In this video, I'm going to be sharing my digital photography kit, since it's pretty simple, as well as most of the gear that I use to make these YouTube videos, as well as some of the commercial shoots that I go on, the occasional one.
Starting route to Melba.
Well, lots of life changes since we last talked. A lot of them have resulted in big changes in camera equipment. So much so that I thought it was finally necessary to go ahead and make a what's in my camera bag video. I've never done this before. Now, I feel like anytime someone makes a what's in my camera bag video, they really need to give some context. The type of photographer or creative person I am really does determine what kind of gear I need. So if you don't know that, how is this video going to be helpful to you? So if you're new here, my name is Jude. I'm a photographer based out of Boise, Idaho. And I'm currently working on a project, a long-term photography project, capturing and documenting what I call original Idaho. And we'll get into that project in more detail, in greater detail in a future video. For now, I'll just say it's going to require me driving around to a lot of these small towns and a lot of these historic places and photographing them for a photo book or a zine or something like that. I shoot a combination of digital and film photography. Now, the way I make the distinction, the way I choose between them is simply on that morning, on that day, which one do I feel like shooting and which one do I feel like is best suited for the subject or scene at hand. We are on our way to the town of Melba, Idaho, a rural area with more cattle than people. Fun fact, one of my good friends from college's family owns one of the largest dairies out here. Today is all about scouting. I don't expect to get any portfolio pieces since I got such a late start, but that's totally fine. It's important to look around, test shots, and experiment with compositions before we pull out the big cameras. My idea here is to make a list of all the scenes and subjects that interest me during the scout. That way I can come back here during better lighting or a better time of year when it's looking exactly how I envision it, or at least as close as I can get. Oh, I'm going downhill. Going down. I'm gonna go down this road because there is some kind of formation, a land formation, a rock formation. I don't know what that is, a butte? And I want to see what that is. It's close to Melba. You can see it from Melba. And if it's a focal point, if it's an important focal point to this area, then that has to be part of the scout. Old farm equipment, plus RV, plus mountain. Grab a photo. This is actually my fourth attempt at making this video. All the other times it just wasn't sitting quite right. It wasn't working out very well. So I decided, screw it. Show, don't tell. Let's go out here and I'll show you my photography kit, which I've already lost a piece of somewhere out here. Thought maybe it would miraculously show up. That doesn't seem to be the case. So this is my backpack. It's a nomadic pack, the Peter McKinnon Edition 25-liter pack, in case you're curious. Whenever I do my scouting or even hiking, this is usually the bag that I carry everything in. So what I've been doing is when I get to location, all I'll do, open up my backpack and immediately grab my photo camera. Usually I've got the Peak Design strap on there. Put the strap on it, get it situated, because a camera in a bag is no good to you. So my main photo camera is this. This is the Fuji X100VI. Some of you might know that I used to shoot with a Sony a7R5 and a Ricoh GR3X, and even for a brief moment a Fujifilm GFX100RF. But life events have kind of forced me to return and sell pretty much all of it. I'm gonna go ahead and just read this because I'm having a hard time expressing this idea without just rambling for way too long. I have once again lost my primary income. History repeats itself, I guess. This happened to me about 2 years ago, January 2023. But this time, I wanted to go into this transition without any major credit card debt from purchasing camera equipment primarily, and with as much of a buffer as we could make. So we made the difficult decision to sell pretty much all of my camera gear. Without going into too much detail, my wife wasn't doing any wedding photography anymore, so she didn't need the camera gear. So we sold the Sony and all of the accessories and lenses that went with it. And I was mostly pursuing photography as a hobby, not professionally. So I didn't feel the need for an extensive professional kit. So this is it. This is pretty much all I have as far as digital photography goes. Fuji X100VI and all the accessories I have for it. 2 lens adapters, which give me more focal length range. This one adapts it to about a 50mm equivalent in full frame terms. And this one adapts it to about a 28mm in full frame terms. If you didn't know, the X100VI has about a 35mm full frame terms. I also have a bunch of these Polar Pro filters, which I almost never use. We've got the gold mist filter that's new from Polar Pro. We've got a filter adapter, the everyday filter, and then the mist plus polarizer, all from Polar Pro. Now I do like a wrist strap occasionally, but then I also have a Peak Design real thin neck strap. And because this camera is nice and lightweight, that's plenty. Gotta have a couple extra batteries as well. And on the camera, maybe you've already noticed it, we have a Polar Pro thumb grip, which improves the feel and overall ergonomics so that easier to one-hand shoot. I don't like that it's more difficult to get to the selection wheel right here, but it's not terrible. Good for one-hand shooting. And then a soft shutter button. I have a Nisi hood plus UV filter. It's pretty handy. And then obviously a couple extra memory cards. Actually quite a few extra memory cards. This is micro SD for the action cam and the DJ Osmo, but also standard SD. Now, so far I haven't really felt super inhibited by this camera, by the lack of camera equipment, but where I do see myself struggling is when we start getting that rainy season here in the high desert. Now the Fuji X100VI is not technically weather sealed. There is no rating whatsoever. They basically said if you want to protect the front element, it's a good idea, put a UV filter of some kind in front, but we cannot guarantee the camera. So I'm a bit nervous about taking this out in wet weather, which generally kind of rolls in the fall and winter and early spring. So right now it's hot, dry pretty much every day. Sometimes we get a summer storm, but as soon as October and November, I'm gonna be really iffy about bringing this out in the weather because I cannot afford to replace it. So the next thing I'll do is I'll go ahead and pull out this hip pack, which you may have seen already. It's just a real cheap, small one, nothing fancy at all, but that's perfect for what I do with this, which is to then pull out my DJI Pocket Osmo 3, along with a few accessories. I'll stick the little tripod with the battery grip in there, and I'll stick the microphone with the little windscreen on there. Put all that in here. And as you can see, there is an ND filter pulled out and ready to go inside that case that came from my kit of ND filters. I got my camera over here. I got my hip pack right here, and then I'll just zip up my backpack. And between the hip pack, which has my gimbal, and the camera, I am set to go. I will bring my backpack with me if I need to carry extra water, snacks, wallet, keys, those types of things. But this right here is the perfect setup because it means I can access my gimbal, my video camera, anytime I need it, right on my front hip. And I got my camera around my neck. And then if I need anything, it's in my backpack, ready to go. And one of my favorite parts about this kit is if it's a rainy, wet weather day, I can substitute. I can leave the gimbal in the backpack and use, not a GoPro, but the Action 5 instead. And this takes really nice video. I've got the whole kit in here, the little carrying handle, extra batteries, ND filters. I can connect it directly to my wireless microphone. And again, this can become my main vlog style, POV style video camera, stored nicely in the hip bag and lightweight and easy to get around. What I find so interesting about this little park, there's a playground right over there, there's the baseball field right behind me, and then right ahead of me there's a sewage treatment plant. Is that poor planning? Who knows? But from this vantage point, looking through the sewage treatment, you get a perfect view of that butte I was trying to capture earlier. And I just think it adds such an interesting story about the area. I feel like this needs a wider lens. Maybe I'll adapt the 28mm. I know when I was talking about the GFX 100 RF, I was talking about how I didn't love the 28mm focal length. I much preferred like more normal focal lengths, but honestly, the more I'm out here doing these scouting trips, taking pictures of these architecture, looking at these historic places, 28mm seems to be the perfect focal length. Just wish I could have kept that RF. Having that 28, so my back is literally against a fence, makes a huge difference. Okay, so we're wandering around, taking some pictures, doing some scouting. Yeah, so this area is not huge. I mean, Melba's not exactly an enormous town in Idaho. Believe it or not, that's pretty much the main town. Obviously, there's a lot of old farms, places dotted around town, but as far as like downtown Melba, that was it. I've been trying to include drone footage with most of my videos because I feel like it gives really nice context for the location, kind of this nice establishing shot that it gives. And over the past year and a half that I've been certified, I've been using the DJI Air 2S. But just recently, I upgraded to this. This is the DJI Air 3S. This is a phenomenal drone, better battery life, better camera, better auto sensing features so that I can shoot more carefully. Everything about this package is a great upgrade, and I love this drone. Before you say, I thought you lost your job and I thought this wasn't necessary. Well, I have been doing a lot of commercial drone work, so this actually makes it much more doable, and I'm really happy with the footage I'm getting out of here. So it's already paid for itself. I was going to get some drone footage today, but you might be able to tell it is far too windy to fly the drone today. The last piece of the puzzle for my YouTube filming kit usually rides in this hard case and only comes out when I definitely need it. The Nikon Z6 Mark III. I bought it as a video camera because it has a phenomenal list of video specs. It has a sensor with limited rolling shutter because it's a partially stacked sensor, a fully weather-sealed body, super fast and sticky autofocus. In many ways, it was an improvement over my old Fuji X-H2S, which I sold in summer last year. Unlike the Fuji, the Nikon has never overheat on me in warm weather. I've had it recording 4K for 15-20 minutes continuously in direct 90-degree sunlight, 90-degree Fahrenheit that is, and it didn't bother it at all. It just kept going. And when priced out, it actually wound up less expensive than my old Fuji X-H2S when I bought it. And the best part is this can double as my rainy day photography camera because it does take really nice photos. You know, no surprise there, it's a Nikon. Now this camera is a bit much to carry around vlog style. It can be done, but it's very conspicuous. It gets kind of heavy, and that's not really why I bought it. I bought it for some really professional stationary footage, B-roll type stuff, video footage of me at my desk working, and also commercial shoots, photography. Now the lens that's basically lived on this camera since I purchased it used is the 24-70 S series f4, not the 2.8. I'm finding that the f4 is more than enough for everything that I've been doing, and it saved me so much. This lens cost me less than 500 bucks used, so I'm happy about that. Quality of it is phenomenal, and 24-70 is everything I would ever need for all the video work. Now, in addition to that, I do also have a 50mm f1.4 prime and a 40mm f2 prime. Both were bought used at a huge discount so that I can have a little walking around lens or a really nice prime if I need it. Now, in addition to all this kit, I've got ND filters, variable ND filters for different stops of light. Got extra memory cards, extra batteries, a little air rocket, and all kinds of little repairs and things in these pouches here. I also have an extra microphone, wireless microphone, just in case these ones give out. So with this hard case, I am so set. Could basically be my own film crew. And that's pretty much it. That's literally everything I use to make my videos currently. I hope this was a more interesting way to share the gear change and the life event changes over just sitting at a desk and talking. I had a lot more fun doing it this way as well. If you want to follow along on this project as I'm working on it, this original Idaho project, best way to do that is to subscribe. That's the best way to get notifications. If you like this video, like the kit I'm using for it, the digital kit, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you're interested, I could put together my film photography kit in a future video. If you're interested, let me know in the comments because that's extensive and it could be its own video all on its own. Most of this project, I am envisioning shooting it on film, not because I think it's better, but just because I think this idea of original, vintage, older Idaho fits really nice with that film aesthetic. So yeah, that's all I got for you. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.